let's get into Debate Lords recap. So yesterday we did Debate Lords. This is how it ended. Okay, you already know. I got fucking cream pied like aggressively by every single person. I deserve it. I made a lot of people work. I put a lot of people to work, and honestly, you know, they were phenomenal, dude. Look, I've never put on a big show like this. I've never put on a big show like this before. So obviously I was a little worried, right? Obviously I was a little worried. Like I was worried that people were not going to like it. I was worried that people were going to complain that there wasn't enough politics in it, that people were going to come in and be like, where's the politics? You said you were going to debate. Because there's always like those fucking weirdos, right? Not understanding that like there can be content beyond just like politics. Like there is a world out there where politics is not the only form of content, right? So I was a little worried about that for sure. And I think that ultimately it worked out really well. I was a little disappointed in Ludwig. He did apologize afterwards. Like he sent me a heartfelt apology afterwards, which was, you know, very adult of him. I was a little disappointed, like that if I hadn't asked him to send me his location, like turn on his location, we would not have even known that he wasn't going to make it to the show. Okay. And it was like really, it was kind of shitty because like, it's not just me, right? There are so many people who are basically putting their fucking entire, like there are people who are putting their heart into this, right? You have hundreds of people working on the production side when you put together a show like this. So it would have been really shitty for them, but obviously Jason came in super clutch. He already said like Jason was supposed to be on the show with Ludwig, right? But he had told me that he couldn't make it, right? He said he had other obligations, but then I think the day of the show, like literally that morning, he hit me up and was like, oh, I can actually do it. So I was like, all right, perfect. You know what? We'll figure out a way to make you be a part of the show. And basically what ended up happening was, you know, I hit him up last second after Lud said, oh, Complex wrote a new article. Nice. After Lud said he wasn't, or after we found out that Lud was like literally 3 hours away, 30 minutes before the show, I hit Jason up last second and he was down to do it. And it worked out perfectly. And he added a lot of fucking humor. I think he was really funny. Here, I'm going to show you this while I go pee really quickly. Which character would you choose as your running mate and why? You have 40 seconds.
My running mate?
To be president. The president is the leader of the country.
I know what that is, Hassan. If I were to statistically calculate this in my head, sophistically speaking, I'd probably pick Aaron Yeager.
Elaborate.
Let me get a point for that one.
Elaborate.
I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's night, and whenever...
At the end of the day, it's night.
Climax reaches its peak, Aaron was a great leader. Some would say even the best.
Okay, you're out of time, Jason. That was horrible. Yeah. Jason has no public speaking skills. This has 108,000 likes, bro. This has 1 million views over in like 20 fucking hours. Yeah, negative points. When you asked him which land he would nationalize, he said Seaside, which is so funny, but I don't think you got that. Yeah, I was... This walkout was amazing. Seeing Hasanabi his cheer for you.
Oh.
This was the test walkout.
Well, wait, should I show things?
Okay, I gotta pee. I'll be back.
Okay. Whoa. Wait, is there people here? Oh, shit. This is the first mark. This is crazy. All right, mic check. 1, 2, 1, 2. I'm getting framed up. Cinema.
I don't know how that worked out so well, because like right as I come out, Phenomenon comes on.
Oh.
Grab your mic and come with me.
I'm following. Wait, should I show things?
Yeah.
Okay. Whoa. Wait, is there people here? Oh, shit. This is the first mark. This is crazy.
I was definitely nervous. Dude. I'll be honest. I've never done a
For us, Jason.
like I've never done a show like this before. Like I've attended a lot of shows like this, right? I mean, I've done it for Austin a million times over, right? But I've never done it on my own. So it worried me quite a bit, but I think we got to the groove. We got into the groove of things. Like we were able to figure it out, you know? Here. Oh, it's right here. I have it right here. And at first you could probably tell I was like a little nervous, you know, but by the end of it, I was just super chill. I was ready. I was locked in. I was cooking. I will use at the end of the day, it's night for decades in my personal life. It's brilliant. Had a whose line is it anyways vibe. Yeah, it was supposed to be like a combination. We worked a lot on all these different segments. But it's good. It's good experience to have overall. I was working with people who like formerly worked with the Daily Show and shit too, by the way. Like these were like legit comedy writers that were on staff, putting the production side together. And you know, the Twitch Rivals team that like does all of these big events. This was like a very creative thing for them to do. That wasn't like another Twitch Rivals, right? So they were very excited about that too. And the goal was to hopefully try and get you guys to laugh. And I think, bro, seeing you do that content on Twitch with fans cheering for it, I never thought Twitch would allow you to do something like this. Yeah, it was sick. It was definitely sick. I was very, you know, I was very happy with the outcome. Sear was hilarious. Caroline was hilarious. Nick was great. BB No Money, like all things considered, I mean, this is like he was dropped into this, you know, he was parachuted into this content and he did a great job overall. Jason, obviously fucking incredible. And, you know, the PowerPoint stuff, I hope you guys like that. It was supposed to be hard. It was supposed to get them like, it was, I think I'll say it like this. I think it got like funny when we opened up, like things opened up a lot when I did the cracker line. And then from that point on, I think it was like smooth sailing. Nandre was hilarious. Everything Now show was great too. But yeah, this was one of the fucking highlights of the night.
Yeah.
They also put him on like his auto-tune. BB No Money's auto-tune was like deliberately busted, for the record, just so you guys know. That's why it sounded like that. And then Jason's was not busted. So that's why he sounded the way he did. But so this was supposed to be Ludwig versus BB No Money early on. Okay. This was supposed to be Ludwig versus BB No Money.
What?
And because Ludwig wasn't there, I had to like make a last second swap out. And I was like, I think Jason will do a great job because he's the Dep guy. Right? He was Mr. Dep guy. So I was like, I'm going to make him fucking sing. So I asked him in one of the breaks, I was like, bro, are you ready? Can you do this? And he was like, yeah, I'll do it. Fuck it. Why not? And he killed it.
Fresh fries, I'm with my babe, she's here. He got broken up and we still here. He's got a slick back that looks ugly, yeah. I like my fresh fries, I like to eat it with ketchup. With ketchup. Hold on. Yeah. She look good today. She look good today. Hold on. Yeah. I'm with my guys. We eating fries. When can I keep going? Yeah, just beat long as hell. God damn it.
Jason the Ween, everybody. Number one artist on Spotify, Dep Guy. Yeah. Are you trying to say Dep Guy or Dep Try? No, I'm saying Dep Guy. That's his song. He has a song. I think I forget what it's called, but his song called Dep Guy that was like number one in Spotify in Vietnam. Real question, how long? What were you trying to do here?
I'm Hassan Piker at TwitchCon, and this is Pog.
I was trying to draw up Pog, the Pog emote. I don't fucking know. That's what they want me to do. I could not. I was not taking that shit seriously in that moment because honestly, in my mind, I was like very stressed out trying to fucking put the show together. You know what I mean? Like in my mind, I was not interested in that. I'll be real. I was trying to do my very best, but
What is the better cracker?
Good. Can I hear it used in a sentence, please?
A cracker, you know,
Yeah.
like a guy from Ohio. What is
yeah, I love that you said it after getting banned on a Twitch-produced production on the main stage for TwitchCon. By the way, that was pre-authorized too. Like I asked, I was like, "Are you guys sure I can do this? Like I can go with this?" Because like you banned me for it before, and they were like, "Yeah, no, you can." That got me scared for a second. Yeah, no, they did. Sears from Ohio, by the way. Yeah, I know. Yeah, Twitch gave me the pass. They recognize my whiteness. This is what it looked like. Oh, the thing I drew. Oh my God, here.
Camp with Hassan. I'm Hassan Piker at TwitchCon, and this is Pod.
Okay, that worked. What do you mean?
Dude, I need someone to out.
That worked. They saw you ball and decided you have the pass. I mean, Sear played his role so well. My mom did not believe me when I said he was acting. That's hilarious. Yeah, Sear's so good at fucking improv. Caroline did a fantastic job too. Caroline also did a fantastic job. But yeah, it was perfect comedic timing from last night. What is this?
makes it? Caroline and Nick Pollum getting extra points for that one. Back to the donation desk with Austin and Will.
Yeah. You have incredibly talented theater kid friends. Yeah. I think it was 5 minutes in when they were ripping Chevron, which looked to be a sponsor. I think it's like a sponsor for the entire convention. Yes. But overall, lots of fun stuff happening, you know? Yeah, but at the end I got pied, like triple pied, quadruple pied. You were blessed with theater kid homies. Next year be funny if you bring back Sear, but add Kai. Will. Okay, we can't add Kai, okay? Top of the hour ad breaks, are they ethical? God damn it! I was like to exercise my dominance over the stream to be like, this is truly a Hasanabi stream. I was literally gonna fucking do that. I was gonna serve a 3-minute ad break in real time, but they happened to do like 3-minute ad breaks at the top of the hour anyway. But I'm glad that you guys enjoyed it. Well, there's a lot of things that we could tweak, and maybe we'll do it again. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like Caroline is working on a sort of Martin Short-esque energy where she's good at being accurately and intentionally annoying. It's not for everyone, but I really appreciate it. Yes, I think Caroline was playing like she was doing a great job playing the role of like a vapid politician, like farming feminist talking points, which was really good for my audience, but I don't know if like everyone fully understands that humor, you know? But she did a great job. She did a great job. She was doing Kamala X Hillary. Exactly. Anyway, yes, you got me. There's a 3-minute ad break at the top of the hour. If you no longer want to see those ads, all you need to do is subscribe, which you can do for $5 or for free with a Twitch Prime by connecting your Amazon Prime account to your Twitch account. You get 1 free Prime subscription a month. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. Okay. Jason's chat liked it. Okay, good. You did Nick so dirty, but it paid off. This was funny. Oh, yeah.
Why?
Hey, I'll tell you one thing. Now, if our boy Nick over here throws it back on this country in the same way his mom throws it back, then I think we're gonna be in good hands, because she's got good hands.
Sear, Nick's mom actually watches me.
Hi.
And why?
That was so good. Hi. Were you a theater kid in school? No. If you can't tell, I'm the least theater kid out of all of these people, I think. Sears ran about what you'd do if you didn't do politics.
It's banned from Twitch. You try and become an actor, but you fail. You run out of money eventually, and one day you get into a car accident dash. You end up in a vegetative state, life support. Eventually, you watched all your loved ones give up on you. You eventually come out of it, resent society, resent yourself, resent the healthcare system, and you overdose on ketamine. And guess what? I'll be at your funeral drinking a martini.
Yeah! You know what? Fucking points here. Good job.
That's what happens when you fuck with my points, Hassan. Give me my points. Yeah, politics gets banned from Twitch.
This started after midnight in Europe, and I was so scared my laughing was gonna wake everyone else up. Yeah, I didn't really fully know if like everybody appreciated it or not. You know what I mean?
I'll tell you.
I couldn't tell if like people were enjoying it, but you know, I looked at the reviews overall, try to get a better snapshot. And I think like the one thing that always happens in these sorts of like big productions is like, I think it's like half an hour too long. Like usually a lot of these shows go on for 2 hours. And I always feel like when I'm, you know, name your price too, like I always feel like it's like 30 minutes too long. If it's like 30 minutes shorter, it's like perfect. Andre, mime poop. Well, this was charity related, so it has to be a wee bit longer. Yeah. We raised $50,000 at the end of it, which was incredible. I think for an impromptu show like this, where it's not like directed towards one singular cause that I'm speaking to, you know, having being able to raise like $50,000 like that, fantastic, you know. Fucking fantastic.
And why?
Hey, I'll tell you one thing. Now, if our boy Nick over
The live audience was so dead for most of it, but I was loving it. No, the audience. No, I don't think the audience was dead. I think like it might read like that from you might have gotten the wrong assumption because you probably couldn't hear it because the audience wasn't mic'd up. But no, they were going nuts, dude.
he throws it back on this country in the same way his mom throws it back, then I think we're gonna be in good hands because she's got good hands.
See her, Nick's mom actually watches me.
Anyway, yeah, I got fucking collapsed at the end of it. I watched Jason's stream and the audience was crazy. Yeah, you could probably see the audience response better on Jason's stream because like Arky was sitting in the crowd. Andre, GG's dude, thanks for having me. Dude, thanks for coming on. Look, I mean, there's 0% chance I'd be able to carry a show like that by myself, you know? I relied heavily on my friends and they showed up. They showed up and they did what they do best, you know, be fucking goobers. But overall, your silence about this part of the show is telling. Oh yeah, they're whoring these motherfuckers out. That's true. You know, we had to do what we had to do, baby. Also, I whored myself out too. What do you mean? A third whore has hit TwitchCon. Yeah. This absolute whore.
Nips out. Give these people
This has 67,000 likes now. Oh my Lord.
what they want. Now that's how you debate. That's how you debate. 2 tickets to the gun show.
You gave points away for compliments? Yeah. Yeah, we gave points away for compliments. Of course, dude. It's not a serious show, dude.
That's right. Let those
What are you doing for front delts, man? Holy, it's called fucking weight training, dude. Can I get points for rizzing you on the daily? Sure. How do I achieve this build as a 5'2" fat Latino? Hit the gym. If you're 5'2", you can get the build easy. You just gotta work out. This had me dying. Proof that Jason didn't watch Cutie Cinderella's Overcooked event because everyone who saw that knows Hassan will be fired. Okay, that's hurtful for no reason. Everybody loved my burgers. This debate had no integrity. Several ad hominems. You did not call out. Terrible moderation. Do better. Yeah. You missed when Jason said he took a Socratic seminar in high school? No, I didn't miss it. I'd let it sit. It's fucking insane seeing how differently the general public treats you now that you're really, really hot again. I think it's also because I'm doing like more content outside of like random people clip farming my worst moments of me yelling at people in my chat. I think that's what it is. You treated Caroline worse than ABC treated Trump. But yeah, you all did a great job and it was so much fun to watch. But at the end, when they pied you, I was like, he's going to be so pissed about his pants. Are the pants okay? We'll see. We're going to find out if the pants are okay tomorrow morning because I sent it in. I sent it in. You also really mellowed out this year. Good job. Yeah. Jason was so good with this one. Oh, this was funny too.
You gotta make them spawn new villagers and make them do the work for you.
You way better at me.
I like it.
Yeah.
Nick, you're describing slavery.
Yes, I am.
Oh, wow.
I don't like it.
Okay, that's what I would do.
Anyone else have a rebuttal for Nick's pro-slavery position?
Caroline?
It's easy points for anyone at this point.
But if they can't, can I get some points for slavery?
Honestly,
No,
I agree.
What?
I don't agree on slavery, but I agree with your idea.
Okay, that's
I mean, he wants to put people in a meat grinder for Christ's sake. He does. Paulimism. The almighty grinder. What is this? This is a fan
Shouldn't be on
cam?
this fucking panel. Sorry for my language, Pierce. He doesn't belong on your show. That being said, Pierce, it'll be a huge challenge.
No one bid on the dogs as ingredient slide. Yeah. No intelligent conversation on the topic of incest or the N-word usage, which you had covered topics that really affect people. I know. No ethical CP combos either. It's crazy. Anyway, when he kept mentioning polymism during the P word of the PowerPoint, it was gold. Yeah. I thought I was going to say pussy. When you said Ludwig wasn't showing up, my wife said I sounded like my dad never showed up for my Little League game. What is this? The question for Nick was also hilarious. Yeah, that like didn't.
Grand Theft Auto roleplay as the top meta.
so.
Go on and
That
tell
was
them
not
about all your concubines in that digital pixel world. Tell them about that pixel pussy that you storing in there.
So, GTA RP, thank you. GTA RP is a good meta for a lot of reasons, okay? Number one, you get to meet a lot of new people and do things you don't normally do, okay? And then sometimes you get to meet those people in real life. And then
How many whores you got locked up in there?
And then sometimes you accidentally put a hand on a hip and everything goes downhill. And
Yeah. I didn't get this joke. Maybe I'm just not tapped in like that. Yeah. If we had like a normal place that the entire community could engage with, you would be able to know all of these references, but we don't anymore because we just don't have we don't have like a Reddit. We don't have like a Reddit space where all the clips.
On there, just kidding. There's no one is gonna be serious.
Okay, no, I mean, look, I played, I did a lot of Socratic seminars back in high school, so I think I'll be good.
Gonna be some serious.
So was it all improv? Yeah. Yeah, it was. We like the goal was we had a bunch of comedy writers and producers that like basically it's like guiding people into funny moments. It's guiding people into funny moments. Shout out Minecraft guy. Everything Now show crew. Thank you for participating. You guys were incredible. Yeah. By the way, I don't even think Jason's fans rated this chat for the fan voting. I think we're all just endeared to him too. Yeah, no, he killed it. He did a great job. You have to crash the phase tryouts today. What is this? Phase auditions live from TwitchCon. What is it? What are they auditioning for? I might actually do that. Hipgate context. Did you see this tweet?
And this former president and this.
Like, look at how good she is, dude. Look at how good Caroline is. Like, I don't think people fully got it. But like, look at her mannerisms, dude. Look at okay, this is off the ball performance, okay? Like, a lot of people only hyper focus, a lot of amateurs only hyper focus in the NBA on how you operate when you have the ball. Okay? Like the way she would react and the way she carried herself when she wasn't even on camera directly, when she wasn't like speaking, all of that was so good. Like she was so fucking good. She nailed that shit. She was literally Hillary Clinton, Kamala Harris. Not the Glazer even further, but
He is so poggers. Oh my
I knew that was gonna be awful for her because like she's also a boomer like me, but even less tapped into like Twitch culture and gaming than me. And I knew that like if I hit her with some like video game console related questions or Twitch emos, she was gonna fucking suck at it. Anyway, but yeah, she did a great job. Everybody did a great job. Austin and Will were fantastic. Obviously, they're so natural, dude. They're so goddamn charismatic. It's just crazy. Nandre fucking killed it. Is Nandre like classically trained? What the fuck was that? He just hit that mime note so well, it blew my fucking mind. Everything now obviously is already hilarious. Like I was, they do improv, like they're improv gods. That's all they do on their stream. So that was to be expected. But like Nandre shockingly was just like a good mime. It almost weirded me out. It was like, why are you good at miming, dog? That's weird. Like that just kind of came out of fucking nowhere, dude. Anyway, but that's it. Do we have a playlist or anything? Is there something you guys want me to look at playlist wise, or I'm gonna dive into some news stories, obviously. And then Themasius, thank you for the playlist. We are going to I'm gonna cover a couple stories, specifically Israel-Palestine related. And then after that, we are going to no BB No Money Glaze. No, BB No Money was great, dude. He was fucking funny. He was debating a little bit though. Picking Jason was the best decision ever. Yeah. Nandre mime with Jason.
Fuck away from me, bro.
Jason, do not disturb the mime. Jason, what place or landmark, real or fiction, would you make protected federal land, like a national park?
Repeat the question. I didn't hear.
What place?
I just got breathing hella hard in my ear.
What place or landmark, real or fictional, would you make protected federal land?
Okay. I mean, if we were to sophistically think about the
Sophistically. What is this?
This is Hasanabi's Debatelords. All the charities tonight will be benefiting charity.
40. Jason, you better be paying attention right now. This is the most important part. I know your ass has no idea.
focus.
My grandma, and she was a woman of the people more so than, but,
You're saying your grandma was ugly.
Ooh. Okay, points for Caroline.
do I have permission to strike her with the hand of God?
The president is the leader of the country.
I know what that is, Hassan. I mean, look, at the end of the day, it's night.
Okay, you're out of time, Jason. That was horrible. Which video game character would you choose as your running mate and why?
Without question, I'd probably go with Kirby. Because, sometimes you just want to eat, sometimes you just want to suck down your opponent.
What would you make the national snack of the United States and why?
Probably would be, if I were to logically think about this, I would...
Stop filibustering. Come on, pick it up.
Define filibuster.
Oh, my community is so poggers.
You look fantastic.
Thank you so much, Hassan. I learned so much in that round. Words like budgets. Well, we're on.
Oh.
Yeah.
I feel like an intern at the Republican National Convention right now.
He got broken up and we still here. Just beat long as head. God damn it.
Just take your fucking phone out and scan the code, goddammit. Donate money, please, for God's sake.
Handsome, nice beard, all right, please take your tank top off.
Who's got a dog?
Woof.
You look good sexually speaking right now.
Thank you for coming here to TwitchCon San Diego. Oh God.
Oh man, so fucking good. Still more coherent and more serious than real debates. Yeah, I think so, because our situation is fucked up. Happy Pants, yo, we'll figure it out. How'd you feel when they brought out the cart for the cream? Yeah, Ludwig dunked before you. That's crazy. Rockstar DM'd Kai for a private event at TwitchCon and he didn't know. Yeah, there was a...
Rockstar follows me. Oh my gosh, Rockstar follows me, bro.
Yeah, they had an event, I think like yesterday. Bro, I'm not going to any of these things. Like, there was a Riot event, there was a Rockstar event, there's like hella fucking...
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, bro, you don't get GTA 6 now.
Oh my gosh! Oh my gosh!
fucked up. Too busy playing Sekiro. I've been there. Yeah. All right, let's get to how is Kai not at TwitchCon? He's doing a Sekiro stream right now. But also, he needs a manager. I'm sure he has a manager, dude. This is literally the same shit that happens to me too, though. Let's be real. Anyway, all right, we're going to talk about Israeli airstrike in Beirut killing the senior Hezbollah commander and the way that people are reacting to it.
From an Israeli airstrike in Beirut has
Compare the CBS title to the next videos in the title. Yeah. Israel strike on Beirut targeting Hezbollah kills women and children. This one, in the American news, they're covering it as though like this is a fucking massive success. But in reality, of course, it killed a shit ton of women and children. As always, Israel is now treating Lebanon officially as though it is Gaza.
31.
I got to pee. I'll be back.
3 children and 7 women were reportedly killed. Today, Hezbollah, backed by Iran, said a second senior commander was also among those killed in the attack. This week, the Hezbollah chief said the militant group suffered an unprecedented blow after pager and walkie-talkie explosions in Lebanon and Syria killed at least 37 people. More than 3,000 were wounded. Chris Livesay is in Tel Aviv. Chris, good morning.
Hey, good morning, Jeff. It's been a week of one catastrophe after another for Hezbollah. First, it was exploding pagers, then exploding walkie-talkies, and yesterday it was the killing of a top commander of the Iran-backed group. All of it raising fears of a full-blown war.
The Israeli airstrike ripped through the heart of Beirut's southern suburbs, Hezbollah's stronghold. Lebanese authorities said 3 children and 7 women were among those killed. The target, Hezbollah commander Ibrahim Akil, wanted by the U.S. for his role in 2 bombings in 1983 that killed more than 300 people at the U.S. Embassy in Beirut and the U.S. Marine Corps barracks. And this morning, Hezbollah announced it was also mourning 14 other militants killed in the blast, including senior commander Ahmed Wahabi. We were in northern Israel, where clashes with Hezbollah are heating up at the border with Lebanon.
All right, so those are rockets being intercepted by Israel, rockets flying from just over there on the Lebanese side of the border from Hezbollah into Israel, and it appears they're being intercepted by Israel's Iron Dome defenses.
Yoni Yacobi's family has farmed this land for 3 generations, but with Hezbollah just a few hundred yards away, clashes have become relentless.
Yeah, that's cap, bro. That's cap. How'd they been farming for 3 generations? Israel hasn't been around for 3 generations, dog. The fuck do you mean? How is that possible, bro? How many, what are the generations like? What are they having children at the age of 10? The fuck do you mean 3 generations, dog? Israel's barely been around for that long, dude. What do you mean? Anyway, his grandpa killed the previous owners. Yeah, it's like maximum 2 gen, okay? Maximum. Grandpa came in 2 generations ago and took it. All right. Anyway, that's one part of this story. But another part of the story is like, it's such a woe is me moment. It's like, yeah, when Israel strikes Beirut, okay, in a fucking crowded civilian neighborhood, that's an operational success. Okay. Fantastic. They killed a bunch of militants. When Hezbollah strikes back, it's like, look at this poor farmer. Look at this poor farmer. He's been toiling the land. He just want to toil the land, man. He just wants to toil the fucking land. It's really fucked up that he can't toil the land. It's like, damn. So there's civilians on one side, armed civilians, and there's no civilians on the other side. Got it. Okay. That seems sick to me. That definitely not like a one-sided operation here at all.
October. His village abandoned. Some 70,000 Israelis have been displaced from the northern border. This week, the military made bringing them home an official aim of the war.
But aren't you worried that having a full-blown war would completely destroy your village?
It's maybe. But this is my home. This is my house. Where am I going?
The U.S. is calling on both sides to de-escalate. However, Israel's defense minister says this, quote, new phase will continue until our goal is achieved, the safe return of the residents of the north to their homes. Nancy?
Chris Livesay, thank you.
Israel has said in the last hour that they have, quote, almost completely dismantled the leadership of Hezbollah with that strike last night. But
yeah, Israel, here, let's look at like actual coverage. This is also Western news, you know? Channel 4 is also Western news. There's obviously a difference, though. By the way, can someone tell me what time Name Your Price is today? Is it at 4 or is it at 5? Is it at 4:30? Okay, got it.
Of course, it wasn't just the leadership of Hezbollah caught in that strike. The health minister...
2:30? No, I'm not subbing in. This probably starts at 5 then. Okay.
...of Lebanon said this afternoon that 7 women and 3 children also lost their lives. This is now the deadliest strike on Beirut since the 2006 war between Israel and Hezbollah. And there is real fear of escalation. That fear is compounded by the crumbling state of Lebanese infrastructure. Compared to 2006, the economy is on its knees. The health ministry is not able to cope with what war may bring. The eyes of everyone in Lebanon now is on both Israel and Hezbollah for whatever major moves they make.
No, I'm not doing Name Your Price. Name Your Price is XUC, Pay Money Wubby, Misgif, and NMP LOL.
They make next.
Grief for what's gone before and fear for what may lie ahead. But this morning, the hope of finding any more survivors had all but disappeared. Militarily, what you're looking at was a success for Israel, claiming the life of a senior Hezbollah special operations commander and at least 10 members of an elite unit within the group. This neighborhood is a well-known Hezbollah stronghold, but theirs are not the only lives that walk these streets. This is an area full of children, he tells me. We were sitting, I went down to see what happened, then I saw the bodies on the street. There is a terror in the people, he says now. They are afraid. Full-blown.
So we can't sympathize with the Israelis being born into this conflict? That's your takeaway, bro? That's your takeaway from this process? Like, dude, who isn't? Like, the point is, if you sympathize only with the fucking Israelis in this conflict because they can't go back to their homes, right? And some of them still are able to live in their homes, by the way. They have bomb shelters and shit. But you have no sympathy whatsoever expressed for totally random fucking people when the Israeli government is the one perpetuating the conflict itself, making it uninhabitable for people. As a account that's been following since 2019, I think you already know what the problem here is in terms of the double standard being expressed. I think as a 2019 follower, you probably are coming from another community that already has a very hardline approach to the subject matter. You're just pro-Israel, and you're cynically using this as an opportunity to try and clip farm by making it seem as though I'm not talking about the very obvious double standard here. Okay? Like, it's pretty wild to consider what Israel is doing to be self-defense when it's very obviously a severe set of escalations over and over and over again. In 2024, there you go. Muslims are the greater evil, though. Yeah, but one side is Muslim, though, and anti-West. Muslims that lives in the USA wouldn't live in the Middle East. Classic. Aren't they terrorists, though? Allah, let's get them bombed. Allah lets them get bombed. Wonder why. What? No one would think that. Play the video. Streamer wrong, lol. Herbs are actually helpful. Often better using than pills. What the fuck? It seems like, considering that you've been watching since March 26, 2019, and the overwhelming majority of your conversations, you have just talked about Muslims being wrong and whatnot. Baited? Yeah, you baited me by showing me once again that Destiny's community is just held together by pure Islamophobia. Thank you for the bait. It's so funny that it's just like you barely scratch the surface a little bit and immediately the hatred is revealed.
Many more airstrikes like this.
The building that was struck was just behind here. It is entirely surrounded by residential blocks. Now, Israel say this was a targeted strike, but unleashing this level of devastation on an area this densely populated.
By the way, here's the self-defense aspect once again. Israel-Hezbollah conflict, over 7,400 cross-border attacks since October 2023. The red is the strikes from Israel inside of the Lebanese border, and the blue is strikes from Hezbollah inside of the Israeli border. Notice that there is a very glaringly obvious imbalance here. Do you notice that? Pray tell, Why is it that Israel is responsible for over 80% of the cross-border attacks since October 7? Doesn't it seem exactly like the way Israel has operated thus far in this entire conflict?
Means it's nigh on impossible to avoid civilian casualties.
These buildings are filled of civilians, were hit by Israeli airplanes, Israeli rockets.
Israel shows the entire world and all of the countries in the area that they have an insatiable appetite for more land and more death and destruction. Israel also has taught a very valuable lesson, a very scary lesson, but a very valuable lesson to all that is paying attention in the region, which is that they will never stop unless they are faced with some level of militant response, unless they are forced to stop. Okay? That's it. Because the negotiations process is obviously not leading to a positive result. So if you're telling people you're going to kill the negotiators, you're going to kill the hostage negotiators, if you're telling people, if you're showing people that like you're never going to stop unless, like, for example, when Iran retaliates, you stop attacking Iran, right? In order to avoid a regional war, you're basically teaching a very valuable lesson to people in the region, which is that Israel will never stop unless they are forced to, unless they truly feel like these guys, these militant forces can actually break through the barrier, break through Iron Dome, break through Arrow, and actually target Tel Aviv directly. This is a very troublesome prospect for the Israeli civil society. There are a shit ton. There are Israeli babies. There are Israeli children living inside of the Israeli boundaries. Okay? When you personally increase the targeting structure and offer permission to your military to strike in crowded residential neighborhoods, they might turn around and do the same to you. You cannot always rely on the United States of America to carry you across the finish line or to defend you unconditionally. Okay? If Israel's standards were universal in terms of like who gets to be killed due to their hostilities towards Israel, then these other countries would nuke Tel Aviv. Okay? That's the reality. Israel has conscription. Israel has a defense force that is an occupying force. Israel has Knesset members that have also partook in these offensive military actions. If you are saying like, no, the standard is if you've ever held up an arm against us, then you're a fucking, you and everyone around you, all the civilians living in that same building are valid military targets, then what happens in that situation when the roles are reversed? This is a complete justification of October 7, by the way. If the standard was identical, then it would completely justify October 7. And therein lies the problem, because obviously no one would consider that to be appropriate because people find Israelis to be real human beings, but all of Israel's enemies to not be real human beings. That's it. That is at the heart of this glaringly obvious double standard. One side is a terrorist, the other side is excellent military tacticians. Okay? Yeah, U.S. officials concede the Gaza ceasefire out of reach for Biden. This is also fantastic because, remember, Biden ran on restoring faith in like American foreign policy and restoring faith in America's soft power capabilities and diplomacy. He said Trump squandered a lot of our good reputation around the world, right? This is an abject failure that is, I would say, far more consequential. Biden's mishandling of Israel, despite his appropriate action in Afghanistan, which could have been his legacy, his mishandling of the genocide in Gaza, okay? His mishandling of the genocide in Gaza is a historic, catastrophic failure that will mark his legacy, okay? And I will go so far as to even say that his mishandling of Gaza, if we're going to talk specifically on foreign policy grounds, a lot of you are going to get mad at me for this. I know liberals are going to get very mad at me for saying this, but this right here, Afghanistan was a big F. No, it wasn't. It was a big W, okay? Biden's Biden's mishandling of Israel conducting its affairs in Gaza squandered America's reputation that on the global stage in a way that even Trump had not done so. I'll take it to that degree. What do I mean by this? Because ultimately, even if it was a failure on all fronts, America's defense of Ukraine solidified like the Western support against Russia. Biden did NATO, the Finlandization of NATO, the NATOization of Finland happened. You know, AUKUS is strong. In terms of like American State Department interests and America being a defensive force, being a defensive posture against like Russian incursions into Western Europe, potentially, God forbid, that was seen as a genuinely positive instance. Like that showed Biden being like a leader in geopolitics. That showed Biden sitting and assuming the role of like America being the world police. And this time, actually, it was on the morally righteous cause, technically, even if it was for the wrong reasons, right? But Gaza, on the other hand, is a direct demonstration of America doing America shit, but actually even worse because it's not even America doing the America shit. Now it's an ally doing the America shit, okay? That, in my opinion, has proven to the entire world that actually has harmed America's standing on the global stage and has forever marred America's reputation in a way that I don't even know if they can strategically get themselves out of. That's how I feel. And I think that Trump probably would have mishandled the situation in an even worse capacity somehow. I don't know how, but he's always capable of doing that. But because Biden held the reins in this process, and because the expectation was that he was supposed to be an elder statesman with like the most foreign policy knowledge, him fucking up the bag in this spectacular of a fashion ruined America's standing globally in a way worse than Donald Trump could have done in his first 4 years. Okay? That's it. Because on the one hand, it plays this push and pull role, right? Because on the one hand, you look to what America's doing in Ukraine and the communications about Ukrainian emancipation, Russian incursion. It's completely unacceptable. Russia is violating the sovereignty of another country, right? And it is completely unacceptable. And America gets to sit there and say, we are the champions of justice. We will do the nuclear version of sanctions on Russia. Russia can no longer operate on the international marketplace in the ways that it was able to. We did everything. We did everything to Russia, right? And then right after, in that same administration, a couple years after you did the nuclear level of sanctions on Russia, Israel is doing Russia shit and then some to a country that it is to a population that is the belligerent occupier of. And you're sitting there and openly showcasing to the entire world the glaringly obvious hypocrisy, the double standard that like we get to do whatever the fuck we want. We were simply against Russia because Russia is a foreign adversary. That's the only reason why we were criticizing Russia. Not because we had any sort of like genuine moral interest in Ukrainian emancipation. And if the morality or the moral standard was obvious, if the moral standard was like a hardline position against like the violation of the sovereignty of other nations, then you would obviously be hitting Israel with Russia-level sanctions from day two. That, in my opinion, and the obvious lies that the Biden administration told at the behest of Israel, sometimes even outflanking Israeli leadership in an effort to like protect their interests, in an effort to continue this genocide, I think this caused irreparable harm to American soft power capabilities in a way that is even worse than Donald Trump. Straight up. Yeah. Great take from Emma Miglin, who says, a catastrophic legacy-defining failure. Biden thought of himself as some foreign policy wunderkind from his time on the Senate Foreign Relations Committee, but he's actually just a cocky brute. America's mishandling, America's like unconditional support and loyalty for Israel in its ongoing genocide has created a unique rift, a fissure in the way that even Western powers operate, where in my lifetime, I never thought that Western powers would start denying weapons transfers to Israel. Like, that's crazy. Okay? That's actually fucking wild to think about. Like, that unconditional support has literally gotten so, I mean, like, that unconditional support has led Israel to behave in the most unrestrained, in the most belligerent ways possible, which has caused even Western allies, like historic allies of Israel, to actually part ways with the American strategy on this issue, which is truly unique. Like, back in the day, it was only France that did that shit in Western Europe, right? Maybe Ireland. Well, Ireland historically always for Palestine, but like France would be like, oh, we don't like the NATO. This is violating our sovereignty. Fuck you. Like, that sort of shit never really happened in Western Europe beyond that. This is truly, truly a unique predicament. And if America's goals with its dealings in Ukraine and its like dealings with Russia were to make Russia a pariah, at least for Western nations, well, Russia's oil and gas contracts and its prominent role in OPEC Plus obviously makes that almost impossible. You know, it's like trying to alienate Saudi Arabia. It's just not going to happen. But beyond that, when paired up with its handling of Israel, it has created this very unique circumstance where, like, you are going to see more and more countries use China as a manufacturing hub, which they already kind of did, and like Chinese-owned corporations instead of China as a manufacturing hub with American-owned corporations, specifically because they no longer feel like they can trust anything that America or Israel touches. You can't explode civilian communications devices without incurring some kind of penalty. Just like the chastising of Russia really solidified these countries outside of the periphery, outside of America's like realm of influence, to harden their support for one another. And now you have China and Russia doing military exercises in the Alaskan coastline, right, alongside one another. Like, this kind of attitude towards Israel, I think, has started a new wave. Like, the permanent defense of Israeli genocide by American leadership, in my opinion, has created a new era, a new approach that countries will have towards American empire. It will diminish, and it has, in my opinion, diminished America's soft power capabilities.
They said that they were hitting a leader of Erdogan force. That's true, but it's not a single hit for this leader. There are 35 civilians dead in this massacre.
By this evening, the death toll had reached 37. The target of this strike was Ibrahim Akil, a senior leader in charge of the Hezbollah arm responsible for cross-border operations into Israel. Another humiliation for the group, another security infiltration that earlier this week saw their pagers and walkie-talkies explode, killing at least 37 and wounding nearly 3,000.
I think on the long run, whenever you look around, if you're a Hezbollah member, you look around, many of the people around you will only have one eye or they won't see, which is an earnest reminder of what is at stake. And ultimately, people will doubt equipment that Hezbollah are giving them, because at the end of the day, no one will dare shoot a gun because they might be afraid it might blow up in their face. And this is, for me, more devastating and more damaging to Hezbollah than the killing of its leader, because the killing of its military leader is business as usual. These people are military folks, and they might die while...
Does military strategy only make sense if they're hoping to start World War III or they're incompetent and the pagers were detonated early by accident? No, it's a third thing, which is that they were really fucking horny to do this, and they blew their load before they actually did the military invasion. They blew their load early because they were worried that they were about to be outed, and that they calculated it as like, hey, guess what? This will still be perceived as like a massive success for the Israeli espionage agencies, because they're just like incredibly fucking bloodthirsty. And they're not even necessarily wrong in terms of the way that the Western media analyzed it. The Western media looked at this as a obvious W. Like they factored this as though like America was doing something fantastic, you know? Or not America, sorry. Israel did something incredible. Was this supposed to be the October surprise? I mean, it's not even, is it a surprise if at this point, is it even a surprise if Benjamin Netanyahu invades Lebanon and demands American support? Like what would the element of surprise is not there. Is the element of surprise there if no one is really surprised and Benjamin Netanyahu keeps saying he's going to do it, and like people like myself are not exactly the smartest people on the fucking planet, and I'm aware of this. I mean, to be fair, New York Times front page analysis says strong technical operation, but we question the long-term impact and goals. Yeah, dude, that's stupid. Okay, that's a horrifying way of approaching a clear-cut act of terror that the UN Human Rights Commission immediately declared a war crime, because it is a war crime. Are you fucking joking? Like that right there is yet another somber reminder of like America's role as the world police being just a silly thing that people say that America abuses and uses in an effort to advance its like horrifyingly bloodthirsty agenda. It's ridiculous. It's completely fucking ridiculous. It's like, it's a legitimate act of terror. And now you have the paper of record. Now you have the fucking paper of record defending this legitimate act of terror. Here. This is how, by the way, like, as is the case always, when you go to Hebrew outlets, okay, when you go to these outlets and when you listen to the Israelis, when they speak in Hebrew, the attitude is very different, okay? It's not like they're hiding it. They're not hiding the motivation here at all. The translate button, once again, showcasing the utter depravity of Israeli society, at least like those who choose to communicate the desires of the population. Here it is, you know, look. The only thing that would bring the residents of the north back home is that our enemy will be afraid. In the Gaza Strip, as soon as they raise their heads, they will understand that we have annihilated a lot of their capabilities and we have hurt them significantly. In the next 50 years, they will not attack Jews from there. This is what needs to happen in Lebanon. Lebanon, the country, must understand that Hezbollah is harmful to them. Beirut must burn. I'm not saying this because I'm a warmonger. No, I'm not a warmonger when I say Beirut must burn. But if you, God forbid, said Tel Aviv must burn because Israelis must understand that, you know, they can no longer get away with this like incredibly violent endeavor, you would be branded a fucking terrorist. You would get a knock. You would get a knock on your door from American federal law enforcement agencies. That is the double standard here. Okay. Like, look at this. Look. I understand the heavy price of having a war in Lebanon. By the way, he's literally talking about like the heavy price incurred by Israeli society because they might have to go out to battle and grab arms. I understand what it means for reservists like me. He's like, oh no, I might have to like fucking go and kill some children in Lebanon. Yeah, you hear that? Oh, here, this is another fantastic one from yet another like Israeli official. This is Israel's Ministry of Education. Let's hear what he has to say. Isn't your panel in like 20 minutes? Yeah, I'm still waiting for March to show up. I know. But you should be more worried about the top of the hour, which is in 6 minutes, but it's actually right now because at the top of the hour, there's a 3-minute ad break. I don't know where the fuck March is, dude. This is a little bit devastating, not gonna lie. But if you no longer want to see those ads and you don't want to be devastated by it, all you need to do is subscribe for $6, well, $4.20, or for free with a Twitch Prime, or by getting gifted a sub. Here's the 3-minute ad break now. He's on his way. He's almost here. He's walking. I'm tracking his steps right now. He's going to be here in like 5 minutes, most likely. Fuck, if we go old school with the selfie stick? No.
This afternoon, Israeli airstrikes continue to rain down on southern Lebanon. And above the skies of northern Israel, Israeli interception rockets shot from the skies missiles fired by Hezbollah. But so far, there has been no large-scale retaliation for last night's attack. You've lived here for 40 years. You've lived through an awful lot. But are you surprised by what happened here last night? Honestly, no, he says. I expect more escalation. Funerals for the fallen this afternoon, coffins carried draped in Hezbollah flags. But in the coming days, there will be many more. for the non-combatants, the civilians, the collateral damage of this growing conflict.
McNamara in Beirut. Well, a little earlier, I spoke to Lebanon's Minister of Environment, Nasser Yassin. He's also the coordinator of Lebanon's National Disaster and Crisis Response Committee. I began by asking him for his reaction to yesterday's strikes by Israel.
The Israeli-occupied forces have been in aggressive mode for decades in Lebanon, but we've seen new shapes recently. The last week, we've seen an unprecedented, unseen attack on people carrying pagers, papers, indiscriminate in many ways, violating international humanitarian law, violating Geneva Convention.
I think this is neither here nor there, and it's not like all that significant, but it is like yet another somber reminder that like so many people who are news enjoyers, news and commentary enjoyers, do get motivated to defend these sorts of actions when they hear it on television. And they even come here, and I see it all over the internet. I see it all over online, where people are just like, oh, here. All right, March is here. He's going to get it ready. I'm going to swap over to the laptop camera. Wait, what the fuck? Okay. Here. Oh, you do? Fuck yeah. Okay. That not the same shirt? Yeah, no, I was that was from earlier today when I was like trying to fix the camera. So, wait, what was I talking about? I forgot what I was talking about, chat. Germa moment. Yeah. Yeah, I did. Yeah, you can take it out. Oh yeah, I was using the water bottle to prop it up. Oh, no, we're not. Oh, people defending the news. Yeah. So one of the most annoying parts about this, at least for like from a deeply personal perspective, that doesn't really like necessarily matter all that much, but like is just another reiteration that like manufacturing consent works very successfully, is even like the news enjoyers who are supposed to be like progressively minded, who consider themselves to be progressives, will just like parrot whatever the fuck they hear in the news. And it also corresponds to their implicit biases against like Muslim people, Arabs as a whole. So you get to experience it here. You get to experience it all over online. Like I've seen an unprecedented amount of comments online about like how solid of a military operation this was, and people like going to crazy lengths to defend it, and saying incredibly unhinged things that they would consider to be unconscionable if the shoe was on the other foot. Like if the roles were reversed and Hezbollah did this to Israel, they would be calling it to be an act of terror, which it is. Like we can't even expect a like across the board like even playing field of morality. Okay, that's the crazy part about this, because that's not even on its surface. Like even if you were to reach a moral standard that is universally applied in this situation, you still don't actually see the full depth of the conversation. You still don't even arrive at like a real conclusion, because like you then have one side that is like superior in every way militarily, going against like every other fucking country in the region that has even developed militaries and has developed a militancy towards said nation as a direct consequence of that nation's actions, right? Like Hezbollah did not exist before Israel invaded Lebanon, okay? Hezbollah's existence is a direct consequence of Israel's invasion of Lebanon. This is a very important thing to understand, a very important thing to comprehend when thinking about this, when thinking about the situation across the board. But we just slap on the sticker of terrorism and we just fucking move on without ever thinking about it, right? And that is another frustrating aspect of the story. It's just like people that don't have any kind of interest in understanding the full history, any kind of interest in it, any kind of interest in understanding like the implications, the humanity and the inhumanity of the actions, especially coming from the Israeli side, is I think deluding people into assuming these positions without thinking much about it or thinking about its like larger implications, larger consequences for even America's interest in the region forever.
The government of Lebanon is hosting an organization called Hezbollah, which is using its rockets to target civilians in northern Israel, 60,000 of whom have had to move out of their homes. And that's why they've launched this attack this week in order to stop those attacks from.
Damn, they took out our guy. Channel 4 normally is like a lot better in their coverage, but this dude is like the you know, they put the B team on, it seems.
Continuing.
Lebanon also has more than 115,000 displaced from the southern towns and villages on the borders. We are actually want to respect 1701, the UN resolution that actually was issued in 2006 after an Israeli
No, not
war
this guy. I'm talking about the white dude.
at that time. And this is the position of the government to get back the Lebanese displaced into their villages and towns and to get the UN and the Lebanese army to patrol the borders.
But you're not in a position to stop Hezbollah, are you? They can do as ever they please. You really have no jurisdiction over them. They're acting like a state within a state.
Well, Lebanon.
This, by the way, plays an important role in manufacturing consent in the direction of American empire again, which is to separate Hezbollah as a specific entity that is a terrorist entity operating within the boundaries of Lebanon, and not as like a party beyond its militancy, right? They do. I think I prefer the magnet. How do I take this off? Oh, are these better? Okay. Yeah, so it's like some of them are elected officials. Obviously, like Lebanon is very diverse in terms of like religion, in terms of ethnicity, even to a certain degree. But like the thing is, like ultimately, Israeli bombs make no, just like Israeli bombs in Gaza do not differentiate between gay Palestinians and straight Palestinians, or Hamas militants and regular old Palestinian women and children and the elderly. The bombs work in that same way in fucking Lebanon. Okay? You're just blowing up Lebanese families is all you're doing in that situation. I mean, that is what all they're doing. That's all they're fucking doing. It doesn't change anything. So it is really frustrating to, you know, continue this attitude, continue this narrative. Like, oh, it is what it is, you know? And it's because of Hezbollah. Like, as though Israel would never invade or hurt or violate Lebanese sovereignty if it wasn't for Hezbollah, when Hezbollah didn't exist. Without Israeli incursion, without Israeli invasion, Hezbollah would not exist. So obviously, that's not the real fucking answer, okay? That's just a post hoc rationalization that does not exist when the shoe is on the other foot, okay? That post hoc rationalization does not exist.
Damn, this guy's good.